Alright, here we go with a game featuring my Kresh the Bloodbraided deck. If you want the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com and look for my article series Conqueror and Commander. This game, we're featuring opponents Akroma, Angel of Fury. She's mono red. She could be anything from like land destruction to equipment to who knows. Another Kresh, although they're playing a different art. Hopefully we'll see big creatures. And then Sliver Overlord, who is going to be a whole mess of slivers. My opening hand here is one land. That's obviously not going to work. So I go ahead and mulligan. And let's see what I get. 3 lands, one of which is Command Tower. I get Dark Imposter again. So, you know, I've got a little bit of early game action. I'm hoping to draw into some sort of ramp or something to help me out. First couple turns are sort of mellow with not a whole lot of anything but Stigma Lasher, who's going to end up making sure that nobody can gain life because nobody's going to get an early creature to stop him. The other interesting thing is that Kresh is running Culling Deus, which is an interesting sacrifice outlet, and becomes more interesting once we see that the theme of this Kresh deck is theft. I'll luckily draw into Cultivate, and now I'm going to be ready to play with a bunch of lands. I get hit first with Stigma Lasher, no life gain for me. Kresh has Skull Clamp. Sliver Overlord plays Necrotic Sliver, which my problem with Necrotic Sliver is that essentially you got to run something out there to get them to sacrifice it before they run a bunch of other slivers. I was thinking of putting Sneak Attack out there, but honestly, Dark Imposter with the amount of mana I'm going to have next turn means that I'm going to be able to remove creatures. And I think I'm willing to sacrifice the Imposter. So I put the Imposter out there. And I tap out, which is dumb. I probably shouldn't tap out, especially because I have Fling. Goblin War Drums. Kind of an underrated card, especially in like decks with a lot of creatures. So this Kresh used Threaten to steal the Necrotic Sliver because, again, Sliver Overlord was tapped out. And now he's going to equip it with Skull Clamp and then sacrifice it to Culling Deus after attacking the Sliver player. Or maybe, I don't know who he attacks. Oh no, he attacks me. Yeah, obviously I'm big and scary right now. So, obviously the Kresh deck is going to be a steal and sacrifice deck. I hit Kresh back. Everybody's been hit with the Stigma Lasher now, which means that nobody's going to be able to gain life. Oracle of Modiah. I do like being able to see what people are going to draw because of the Oracle. Sliver Overlord's going to run Mind's Eye and draw a card. I get rid of the Oracle. Oh no, I get rid of Stigma Lasher. Look at that. I don't know if that was a smart play or not. Honestly. And I hit Akroma. And I run out Sneak Attack because Multani is going to be able to hit somebody hard. What I want to be able to do is Sneak Attack Multani out there and then fling him at somebody else. Flame Tongue Kavu is going to kill my Imposter. I'm fine with that. And then he sacrifices the Kavu after equipping it with Skull Clamp. So he's drawing a crap ton of cards. Abrupt Decay is on the top of his library. Sakura Tribe Elder is going to help with the... Oh yeah, okay, so this is something just to remember. You can Sneak Attack at something out at the end of the turn prior to yours. That way you can save red mana in case you think you might need it. So Sakura Tribe Elder is a blocker, and Oracle of Modiah is a blocker. So what do I decide to do? Well, I run Kiki out there so that I can copy the Hellkite. I don't know if this was the smartest play. I mean, I had the opportunity to Sneak Attack Multani and Stalking Vengeance out, and then fling Multani at somebody else, and then Stalking Vengeance would have hit I mean, I had the possibility of doing over 75 points worth of damage right now, and I gave it up for the possibility of... Oh, I remember what my thinking was. I was going to Kiki Jiki Stalking Vengeance next turn, after sneak attacking him out. But instead, I Kiki copies, and I attack the Kresh player with both Hellkites. I don't know. That probably wasn't the optimal play there. Magus of the Arena, you know, it's actually not a horrible card. He's got a big body, so that, you know, if you got another decent-sized body out there, it's basically the fight mechanic prior to it actually being a mechanic. I'm just trying to... If you look at the life totals, I want Kresh out of the way so that I can actually play my own Kresh. But I'm not really sure he even plays his own Kresh at any point. Lavalanche on the top of his library. Hey, look at Mark of Mutiny. Steals Kiki Jiki, and he copies Kiki Jiki. He's hoping for more land at this point. He sacrifices Kiki. Tribute to the Wild is drawn. He's got Sarkhanvol out there. So, with all his card draw, I just want him out of the picture soon. I'm down to 33. Knowledge Pool, targeting Kresh. Now, this is an interesting thing here. What did he get with the knowledge pool? I completely forget. Oh, demonic tutor. He tutored for something. Okay. But we have no idea what he used the knowledge pool to tutor up. And the Kresh deck player was a little annoyed because I was like, hey, what's in there? And the Sliver player said, oh, you know, he's obviously a threatened deck and he's going to sacrifice stuff. The Kresh player got mad and he's like, you know, you shouldn't be telling people what's in other people's decks, even though we already friggin' knew it. So, I mean, I asked the question, he answered it. It's a political move. So now I'm finally doing what I wanted to do with the Stalking Vengeance and the Multani. I attack and I knock Sliver Overlord down to 7. I fling... I flung Multani at the Akroma player, and I use the Stalking Vengeance ability to take Kresh out. So what I can do now is I've actually got a decent amount of good stuff in my graveyard. I'm holding Living Death. Yeah, I've got Multani, Kiki Jiki, Hellkite, Overlord, a bunch of fat stuff. And I've also got Necrogenesis, which means that I can empty other people's graveyards before casting Living Death if I really want to. Sneak Attack's good in this deck. Rage Reflection, and he comes after... Well, he kills the Sliver Overlord player. I put the Goliath out there because I expect that he's going to... I can Living Death him back, and I used Momentous Fall to sacrifice the Hammockback Goliath, draw a bunch of cards, gain some life. I've got Dreadbore, Putrefy, Acidic Slime, Skull Clamp. I mean, especially with Sneak Attack out there so that I can flash out Acidic Slime whenever I want. This is a pretty good hand. I Dreadbore his Magus. Hostility comes out, but he doesn't attack because he wants a blocker. And I play Necrogenesis. I exile his creature to block. Oh, I couldn't... I remember now. So I realized that even though I used Necrogenesis to create a Saproling by getting rid of the one creature in his graveyard, he still had Goblin War Drums out there, so I couldn't attack, which meant I had to putrefy his Hostility. And then when Hostility went to the graveyard before it got shuffled back into his library, I used Necrogenesis to get rid of him and made another Saproling. And then I flash out Acidic Slime to get rid of Rage Reflection. And then I Living Death. And that's game. Because I've got a hasty Hellkite Charger, or Hellkite Overlord, and Stalking Vengeance. What he does do is blind with anger to steal the Overlord, but I've gotten the copy that I made is going to be blocked. But even if he blocks it, I've got the Stalking Vengeance out, and if this Overlord dies, which he does, the Vengeance is going to do his last 6 points of damage. So it's a quick game, and he didn't even block because he knew that what was going to happen after he did the blind with anger. It's a quick game, but it shows that you don't even need Kresh in order to win. But obviously, with all the sacrificing going on, Kresh could have gotten huge. Kiki Jiki's amazing. Stalking Vengeance is good. Hammerback Goliath got up to 41-41 right there. And, you know, Multani is real big. I mean, it's just a lot of big stuff. It's good stuff. Anyways, that's a game. Thank you very much.